Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream. I am your teacher, Robin Shaw. Welcome, everyone. And I have 10 vocabulary that we're going to study today. Some words are easy and some are difficult, but I promise you, you will learn some new vocabulary today and how to use it in English. Before we get started in the lesson, let's just check the chat room. I'm very excited to see which students are on time. And I see Layla's here, always early for class. That's good. And Layla says, I can hear and see you. That's good. Thank you very much for telling me. I'm always looking for that message. We have someone called Don't Touch Me. Don't touch me. Welcome. Said Cafege, hello. It's Sleepwalkers here. And Mei Feng Chi's here. Welcome, welcome. We are going to learn a lot of vocabulary. Oh, Mahan's here. Welcome. Aidan Ahmed, welcome. Where are you from? Let me know where everyone is from. Chelapan Dure, welcome. I'm probably mispronouncing your names. I apologize for that. Lavagna's here. Thank you for coming, Lavagna. Saint Val is here. Good day. Robert. Sorry, I cannot read that language. Is that Japanese? Welcome, welcome. We're just getting the students in here, and we're going to start very soon the vocabulary lesson. Kanchana's here. Layla's here. Welcome to the Sunday English show. Khaled Hussein Abul Hussein. Milik. Okay, a lot of people are coming in. I don't think I can get to everyone. So many people are coming in now. Thank you very much for coming. Good morning from the Philippines. Yeah, let me know your country. All right, as always, we have the Sunday English show every Sunday at this time. Be sure to set your schedule. Next week will either be probably Mike next week. Lee comes on, and me. Join us. Channel membership helps us to continue this show. People like Casio here, welcome. He's a good follower, and consider joining the channel membership to show us that you appreciate this show, and we can continue this show every Sunday. Also, the WhatsApp group. You can find the link to the WhatsApp group below every video. Join the WhatsApp group. I answer questions there. A lot of teachers there interact with students. We don't teach lessons in WhatsApp, but we do try to help students improve their English. Oh, we have some people from Bangladesh. Also, this is the Shaw English channel. This is my main channel. I also have the IELTS channel. If you're interested in IELTS, I have a daily English homework channel. On that channel, I give homework every day. I have Learn English Live channel, live lessons, and there's the A to Z podcast. If you're interested in another YouTube channel, you check the links below and go to these channels. Especially number 2, number 3. That's where I'm most active these days, teaching IELTS and giving English homework every day. Please check those out. Links below. Today, 10 vocabulary. The words, vocabulary words. Then we're going to have a quiz. We're going to have an online quiz during this lesson. Pay attention. We will have a quiz. And then for homework, I'll give an offline quiz. That's your homework. All right. Before we start, we're right about to start the lesson. Let's just check the chat. Make sure everyone's okay. Everyone's ready with pen and paper. Okay, we got a lot of people from India, Morocco, Mizoram. Don't miss the homework. Yes, Layla here always does the homework. From Afghanistan, JSJW has the best comment. I love you. That's the only comment I want to hear. Indisha, Nepal. I've been to Nepal. What a beautiful place. And I've been to Bangladesh, Congo. I haven't been there. Ukraine. I haven't been there. But welcome from Ukraine. Houston. Wow. Hey, what are you doing in Houston? I'm from Turkey. I've been to Turkey. All right. Oh, we got a Doa sends the virtual hugs. Thank you, Doa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uzbekistan. Hello. Abdi. Hello. Pakistan, Myanmar. I have not been to Pakistan, but I have been to Myanmar. And I haven't been to Somalia. All right. Let's get into the lesson. Let's start it. And I'm going to put myself down at the bottom here. As you can see, I have a sentence up at the top. And you have to guess one of the 10 words. For some of you, this will be easy. For some of you, this will be difficult. But everyone's going to learn. Let's get started. It says, my work is very blank. I just add data to an online database. My work is very blank. I just add data to an online database. And our choices are monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. All of those. All of those words. Can you hear this sound? I don't think you can hear that sound. So you just have to put the number. My work is very blank. I just add data to an online database. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, and peak. And let's see what the answers are for our first vocabulary. Right away, Hamid says 1. Lolly lollies. Tight. It's easier to type the number because you're spelling monotonous. There's no word monotonous. Dreadful, maybe 2. Actually, a lot of these, there are 2 or 3 of these are possible, but you have to guess the word I'm thinking of. 117, dreadful, from India. Vital. Hello. Hello. I think you dreadful. 5 is vital. Monotonous. 7, dreadful. 1 or 7. Vital. Also, vital is very popular. All right. Well, you're all correct. So number 1, monotonous, is possible. And number 5, vital, is possible. And number 7, dreadful, is possible. But I think a key word here is I just add data. So I want to I'm kind of emphasizing that this work is not important. So that's going to take away vital. And then we got to think about the work. Adding data to a database, you only do that job. So 6 is not the answer. So those 3 are technically possible, but I think the best answer here will definitely, you could say dreadful, but I'm going to go with monotonous. And that's a little bit difficult to spell, and that's a little difficult to say, monotonous. And what does that mean? Never changing and therefore boring. Anything that is monotonous is boring. It's the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again. That is monotonous. So going back, my work is very monotonous. I just add data to an online database, just adding data again and again and again and again. Yes, you could describe that as dreadful, but the word I was looking for was monotonous. Vital wouldn't work so much because I just. Some other example sentences here. The elevator music is monotonous. So if you get in an elevator, you hear the background music, that could be monotonous. Please, can you tell me which accent is more used in the world, British or American? I think British and American are probably the less or the least accents used. Those in the world, those are probably not the most common English accents. Monotone is a sound. Fidar, hello. Hello, Ratna. All right, let's go into number 2. Or wait, synonyms. Boring, uninteresting, dreary, dull. These are synonyms of monotonous. Everyone repeat after me. Monotonous. Monotonous. Every day the same work and hobbies. That's every day it could be monotonous, where it's starting to become boring. Boring. Monotonous. What is monotonous in your life? Let me know in the chat. All right, now we'll go into number 2. This one's a little tricky too. It is blank. I will leave at 9 o'clock. It is a good decision. Monotonous. Spelling Monoto. There's 4 O's. Monotonous. I'll type it out in the chat. Maybe you can see it there. Same old days, monotonous. No, just something that is boring. It happens. Yeah, the same. We wouldn't say the same old days. Layla comes in with settle. So I can't speak. The sentence says, "It is blank. I will leave at 9 o'clock. It is a good decision." And again, the same list: monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. It is divulge, no. 9, copious, no. And vital, it is vital. It is dreadful. Kind of, but I'm going to give you a big hint. I did not use vital. I did not use dreadful here. Divulge, no. Gracious, no. Divulge, no. Dreadful. Settle. Kongsak, can you change the form, the tense? 3, 7. Greetings from Canada. You're in Canada, and greetings to Canada. Terminate. 3. It is vital. I think if I put that in the full sentence, it is vital that I leave at 9 o'clock. That would make more sense. But the key word here is the third sentence, decision. So this word, something similar to decision, and I'm going to go to the answer. It is settled. It is settled. Settle. Of course, all of these words have multiple meanings, and Layla came in with the proper verb form, settled, which means to decide, arrange or agree on something finally. You're making a decision and you finally make that decision, and then there's nothing left to decide. Something is settled. It is settled. Yeah, Alanode, I know. Alanode. Mike's English Labs here for support. Thank you, Mike. I need your support. So, some other example sentences. They haven't settled when the wedding is going to be. So there's a negative. They haven't settled. They haven't decided. It's not completely decided when the wedding is going to be. And the second sentence, the details of the contract have not yet been settled. So again, we have not finished deciding all the details of the contract. It is not settled. So you could use settled. The decision is finally made. So going back, it is settled. I made a decision. I will leave at 9:00. It is a good decision. It is settled. Synonyms: decide or determine. That is settled. All right, we're going to go into number 3. Blank. I took blank notes during the class. I wrote 10 pages. I took blank notes during the class. I wrote 10 pages. Settle down is another expression. Settle can be used in many ways. I do not go over every way a word can be used. I'm just focusing on one way. So I took blank notes during the class. I wrote 10 pages. Again, your choices: monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Sleepwalker's coming in with number 10. Number 9, Ludmia. Okay. Raindrops. Interesting names. I like that name, Raindrop. I would sing a song, but I cannot sing on YouTube. Copious, dreadful. I took dreadful notes. That's interesting. Dreadful can work. Dreadful is possible here, but I have to check with my boss. Boss, can you help out? He will say if dreadful's okay. This guy Alex wants to use dreadful. Are we going to allow dreadful? No, the boss says no. We're not going to allow dreadful for this one. Boss says no. All right. Oh, we got a lot of answers. A lot of people put peak. The answer is definitely not peak. We'll get to peak later. The answer is copious. What is copious? Copious. I took copious notes during the class. I wrote 10 pages. It's an adjective. It means in large amounts, more than enough. Your boss is cute. My boss is a small little teddy bear. Copious, large amounts. So I took copious notes, so many notes during the class. I wrote 10 pages. If you're sitting in a class and you wrote 10 pages of notes, that's a lot of notes. That's copious. So some people take copious amounts of selfies. Now, they take people take a lot of selfies, but notice copious is usually grouped together with amounts of. It goes together very well. Not always, but it goes together very well. Copious amounts of, which means a lot, more than enough. Some people take copious amounts of selfies. Do you take copious amounts of selfies? And they I'm reading Alex's. Your boss is kind of savage. Yeah, Alex doesn't seem to like you. I'll talk to him later about that. Second sentence there. They drink copious amounts of beer. A lot of beer, too much. Copious kind of means more than enough. More than enough. Could copious be a synonym of vast? Yeah, in some situations it could be a synonym, but not exactly every time. So better synonyms would be abundant, which means a lot, plentiful, which means a lot, and ample, which means a lot. These are all great words to show a lot of or a large amount of something. Copious. I hope you're paying attention because we do have a test later. No, I don't take copious amounts of selfies. Huge. It's not really a synonym of big. In a sense, it is, but big is usually describing size. Big, huge, the size. My heart is huge, the size of my heart. But copious is mainly about amounts. I don't have a copious amount of vocabulary. Profuse, yes. Profuse, similar. What are synonyms? Synonyms are words that have a similar meaning, sometimes same meaning. So copious is similar to abundant, plentiful, ample. Can I say amount of beer without S? They drink. Um, if you said I had some beer, that is any liquid. Any liquid is uncountable. So if you wanted to say beers, that would kind of mean bottles of beers. I had 2 cans of beers, 2 bottles of beer. We can say copious amounts of liquids. It is possible in this case. Too much. Yeah, a large amount. More than enough. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. All right, there's a blank. It says, it is blank that you balance the 4 core skills when you study English. What are the 4 core skills? It is blank that you balance the 4 core skills when you study English. And our word list is the same: monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Well, first of all, what are the 4 core skills of English? Answer that question. What are the 4 core skills of English? Here we go. Hamid, speaking, listening, writing, reading, writing. Yes, those are the 4 core English skills. And you have to balance when you study. So hopefully, let's see, we got a lot of people saying 5557. It is dreadful. Now, Sanya, you can say dreadful here, but let's check with the boss. Sanya wants to say dreadful for this, and what do you think about that, boss? He's He says no. We're not going to use dreadful here, Sonia. I think most of you got that correct. Latifa, hello. And Kavinu, hello. All right. And Lolly says vital. So if Lolly says vital, then the answer is vital. And what does vital mean? Sir, you are regular. Yeah, I will be here once or twice a month. Greetings from Bolivia, Sri Lanka. Welcome, everyone. All right. What does vital mean? Necessary for the success, extremely important. Something that is vital is extremely important. So the police play a vital role in our society. The heart is a vital organ. Very, very, very important. Not very important. You need to say very, very, very important. Important. No. Very, 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 very important. Important is too weak. Well, the synonyms: necessary, critical, indispensable, essential. I did not put important as a synonym because it's too weak. We got to get a little stronger than important. It's vital. It's very, very important. Kya Coco Pro Ipe. Hello. Not significant. Vital. It is vital that you balance the four core skills when you study English. It is vital. It is so important. Greatly important. I don't know. Let's check it. Boss. Alex again. He has this greatly important. That's his kiss. Yeah. Okay. I understand. Boss says greatly important. It's kind of awkward to say greatly important. We use very important. So again, necessary, critical, indispensable, essential. That is vital. Okay, we're going to move on. Layla, the screen is a little bit blurred. That's probably your internet. You got to upgrade to there's a button you can upgrade the level. Probably your internet lowered the level automatically. Could significant mean important? Oh, I'm not talking about the words important, and I'm not talking about the words significant. I'm talking about vital. Very crucial. We don't say very crucial. We would say crucial. Crucial. How do we pronounce it? Vital. 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 Vitally important. Yeah, Esma. Yes. Super important. Okay. Yes. Vital mean the same meaning as essential. Yes. Quite important. All right, we're going to move on. I know so many people have questions. Let's look at this one. It says, the plans must not be blank to anyone. It is a secret. The plans must not be blank to anyone. It is a secret. And our choices: monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Max Madov. The English language is, we don't need a. The English language is vital for communication. All right, Layla has the quickest thumbs, I think, for the quickest answer. Divulged. A lot of people still saying peak. Peak. Queenie, young Queenie, divulge. Fahad, super for super. Oh, thank you very much. 6, fracture. Belgium, that is definitely not an answer. Are you in Belgium? Dreadful. Uh, that's not the word. All right, Alex says seven dreadful or one monotonous. No, no, no. All right, there's a lot of guesses here. I'm looking. Lolly Lolly says four divulged. Anna divulged. All right. I think you got it. Excuse me. Divulged. So if you got the tense right, the plans must not be divulged to anyone. It is a secret. What is divulged? Divulge, a verb, to make something secret known. So basically, you're telling a secret. You cannot tell the secret. So, a kind of formal way, tell a secret, we say divulge a secret. So, some example sentences: I will not divulge how much money I make. So, I will not tell that secret. Patients sometimes won't divulge symptoms or side effects to their doctors. So sometimes patients don't tell they keep it secret. They don't tell their doctor or about their symptoms or side effects. I don't find my question mark key. What does that mean? So we don't want to tell the secrets. Let's go back. The plans must not be divulged. Divulge. You must not tell the secret to anyone. It is a secret. Synonyms. Similar words. Disclose, reveal, expose. All of those are synonyms of divulge. I never divulge my friends' secrets. Good. We can focus on popular and commonly used instead of using advanced vocabulary. Is this advanced vocabulary? I don't think this is. I think this is middle level. Some words here are lower intermediate. Some of them are intermediate. I don't think they're. Maybe monotonous was pretty advanced. Hey, Robin. Betray. If someone tells if someone divulges my secrets, they betray me. So Esma, do you know all about betrayal? Did someone divulge your secrets? What secret did they divulge? Let's move on to the next word. My grandmother fell and blank her hip. My grandmother fell and something her hip. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Mernawati says 6, 10. Everyone's still picking 10. 6, 10. 7, Mary Mama. Fractured, terminated. Hello. Cannot read Arabic. 9. Thank you very much, Jean Udeline. Jean Udeline. Naksan He Suyokjang. 6. Fracture. 3. Divulge. Do not tell anyone. Do not divulge the secret. Do not tell the secret. All right. I think most people are choosing 6 and 9 and 10. 6, 9, and 10. Well, it cannot be it cannot be 9. It cannot be 10. The answer is 6. fracture. So we'll give that to Durso. Fracture. What does fractured mean? Do you speak Korean language? No, I don't. I don't speak any language except English. I'm an English teacher. Well, fracture, breaking something. It can be a noun, but here we're using it as a verb. So it can be a noun or verb, but we are using it here as a verb. Breaking something, especially a bone. So going back to our example, my grandmother fell and broke her hip. Her hip bone is broken. So the medical term, if you go to the hospital, the doctor, they will say it's fractured, which means broken. When someone breaks their bones. Did you ever fracture a bone? Let me know. I fractured my collarbone. This is your collarbone. I fractured that in a bike accident about 20 years ago. This is a terrible bone to break, but I'm okay. Old people's bones fracture easily. That's an example sentence. And look at the next one. The argument fractured our relationship. So we had our relationship is not a bone, but our relationship is broken because of the argument. So we, especially when we're talking about a broken bone, certainly we're going to use fractured. But sometimes when we're talking about some sort of relationship, when people are together in a group or they're a couple or a marriage and they're fractured, they're broken apart, they're divided. You crack a bone. Yes, that's a synonym. Robert broke. My legs were fractured. You got to have past tense. Yesterday. That would be terrible if that's true. Mostly they use as a medical problem. It's a medical word, but if you go to the doctor, they'll say fractured. But I'm not just teaching the medical word. I'm also teaching that it can be used in a relationship sense. Our relationship was fractured, broken. I'm very sorry for your grandmother. Thank you, Durcio, for checking up on my grandmother. She's doing fine. Synonyms: break, rupture, shatter. These are other words that you can check. I'm not going to teach these words, but if you are interested, check those out in the dictionary. Rupture is the same. It is a synonym. It is listed there. We have to move on. Do you have a speaking club? I have a WhatsApp group. You can find the link below. All right, here's the next one. My mother often blank in my room to make sure I'm studying. My mother often blank in my room to make sure I'm studying. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Sleepwalker is very fast. I am always at this time on Sunday. We have a class this time on Sunday. Come back every Sunday. Every Sunday at this time. 10. Githu, Santi. Hello, Grace. Hello. Lolly says 10. Peak 10. Love from India. Love back to India. I've been to India 3 times. Yes, 3 times. 7. Dreadful. My mother often dreadful. Sorry, Himanshu. It is definitely not 7. My mother often settle. That's not going to work. Sorry. Blue Wilby says peak. Everyone, I'm okay. We have I like Alex because he's changed the verb form. So is Lolly. So is Asma Ali. And the correct answer is peeks. My mother often peeks in my room to make sure I'm studying. Now it's funny because when I put a big blue box, a lot of people are choosing big words, but I made the blue box big so you don't know the real word. I'm tricking you. Small. My mother often peeks in my room to make sure I'm studying. And what is peek? To look at something quickly and usually secretly. So my mother is kind of peeking very quickly, checking to see if I'm studying. So you peek, quickly look at something. You want to trick us. I want to find the good students. Usually it's a quick look. It's not staring or glaring, it's a peek. So my mom peeked in my diary. So maybe I wrote a diary and she peeked in it. She just looked quickly. She didn't read it. Just kind of looked quickly. Quickly. She looked quickly. She took a peek, just very quickly. Oh, and closed it. A strange man peeked in my window. So he's quickly looking in my window. That's scary. That's a peek. To quickly look. Blinks, that's not peek. That's just the action blinks. Synonyms. You get a glimpse or a glance. These are synonyms of peek. You glimpse at something, which means quickly look, or you glance at something, quickly look. Look fastly and silent. Well, Doa, can you look at something noisily? Is your looking noisy? Do your eyes make noise? So always looking is a silent action. So it's a quick look. I'm teasing you, Dua. Swad. Hello, Pix and Shu. Hello, welcome. Why are you so late? Close your eyes and don't peek. That is right. Don't peek. My mom always peeks in my room. You need an S. Peeks. Morning. All right. Let's move on to the next word. Excuse me. My teacher is very blank and generous to all students. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. My teacher is very blank and generous to all students. My father to peek my mobile. I guess that would have been a good example. Peeking at someone's phone. That's everyone's nightmare. Hey, can I peek at your phone? Maybe most people, no, don't peek at my phone. All right, and the words are coming in. Vital. My teacher is very vital and generous. Gotta go to the boss. Hey, boss. Yeah, it's Alex again. He's got this word. It kind of matches. Should we use it? What do you think? Uh-huh. Okay. Sorry, Alex. No, not accepted. The boss decided. All right. A lot of people are getting that. I was watching a movie and I saw this word sneak peek. Yeah, sneak peek. Good example. Will Bon Jovi. A quick look. So maybe there's a movie coming out and you can get a sneak peek, like a trailer or something to the movie. My dad has been peeking for 3 hours when I started to use the internet in my study room. So he's always peeking. Our phones have lots of secrets. Wow. Wise words from Layla. Our phones have lots of secrets. Do not divulge those secrets. All right. Monotonous. Who's saying monotonous? That's possible grammatically, but it's possible, but that's not the word we're looking for. The word we're looking for is gracious. Gracious. And that's the word I want to teach you, gracious. My teacher is very gracious and generous to all students. Gracious. If someone is gracious, it's an adjective. You describe someone gracious. They behaving in a pleasant, very nice, pleasant, polite, and calm way. They're gracious. They're a very nice person. If they're pleasant, polite, and calm, they are gracious. So let's take a look at a couple examples. The losing team was gracious in defeat. So there's two teams. One team lost. They had a choice to be angry or to be gracious, and they chose to be gracious. They were pleasant, polite, and calm. Very gracious. This is a very positive word to describe someone. My teacher is very gracious and generous to all students. Gracious, gracious, gracious. Robin, it's you. Would I describe myself as gracious? No. This is not a. This I will reject anyone calling me gracious because very often I am not polite. Oh, most of Ethiopian people are gracious. Hondasa Chala, are you from Ethiopia? And Shu, you can ask anything. So the second sentence, she was a gracious host of the party. She was very nice and polite host. Gracious. Synonyms, just pleasant, polite. Gracious. And look or listen how we pronounce that. Gracious. 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 My mother's voice is very gracious. Just her voice, not her. Yep, I'm Ethiopian. So you're Ethiopian and you're saying you are gracious people. Okay. I haven't been to Ethiopia, but I will have to trust you. And you seem gracious, so I can believe it. Your mother is not gracious. Personality is not gracious, just her voice. You're gracious. All right, let's move on to number 9. I don't like that company. Their products are blank. I don't like that company. Their products are blank. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, and peak. Boom. Boom, boom. Sleepwalker. 7. Terminate. Their products are terminate. Terminate. Yes, gracious, dreadful. Terminate, dreadful. Dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. Good. My teacher is very gracious for his students. 7, dreadful. 3, terminate. I think a lot of people are. Terminate is a verb. We cannot put a verb there. We cannot put the verb terminate there. In my lesson, terminate is a verb. Because that's what it is. Stop spamming. The answer is dreadful. I don't like that company. Their products are dreadful. What is dreadful? Adjective. Very bad or unpleasant. Very bad. Terrible. Something is Not good. It's dreadful. Dreadful. We have dreadful weather today. The weather is not good. It's bad. It's dreadful. My speaking pronunciation is dreadful. Well, Max Mudov, who said it was dreadful? I didn't say it was dreadful. You shouldn't diagnose your own English. We have this choice. We only have one more choice left. And then we have a test. Remember, we have a test coming up. I hope you're paying attention. Synonyms: terrible, horrible, awful, dreadful. These are all very similar meanings. The weather in my city is dreadful. So going back to, I don't like that company. Their products are dreadful. What company am I talking about? Don't tell me. I don't want to get in trouble. Low quality. Thank you for becoming a new member. Thank you very much. Yeah, you could talk about a person. She's dreadful. Yeah. She's terrible. She's horrible. She's awful. She's dreadful. Who are you talking about? Who do you want to talk about, Will Bon Jovi? Who is that person? My English is dreadful. No, I don't like students who I don't like students who decide the quality of their English. I'm the teacher. I will decide the quality of your English. And I would never call anybody's English dreadful. All right. Number 10. This is the last one before the quiz. We'll have the quiz in a moment. Hey, Harry, 300. Unfortunately, this is the sentence. Unfortunately, we are going to have to the trade deal. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. What's the difference between terrible and trouble? Well, trouble would be a noun and terrible would be an adjective. So that's a big difference. Trouble is a noun. Terminate, 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 terminate. If you have been here since the beginning, this will be an easy answer. Terminate, terminate, terminate. Awful. We are going to have to awful. No, we need a verb there. We need a verb. Rolex is terminate, terminate, terminate. We have to monotonous. That's not going to work there. And yes, the answer is terminate. We have to terminate. Unfortunately, we're going to have to terminate the trade deal. Terminate, verb, to end, to stop, to make something end. Cancel. We have to terminate it. Your contract, example sentences, your contract of employment terminates in June. So this is a business word. The train will terminate at the next stop. The train will no longer have service. It will end. It will come to an end. Canceled. Not always canceled because your contract of employment terminates. This means it ends. It doesn't mean it's canceled. And this train will terminate at the next stop. That means it ends. That does not mean it's canceled. But sometimes it can mean canceled, but not always. I don't like the animal. It's dreadful. What animal? Synonyms: end, conclude, stop. So I would not put cancel as a direct synonym. It can sometimes mean the same as cancel, but Harry 300, no. It's not possible to mean peak. Peak means look. Listen in here. You listen with concentration and you just hear all noise. All noise right now you hear, but when you listen, you have to focus. What is terminate? Well, if you can read the screen, to end, to make something end, Your contract of employment terminates. It ends in June. When will we terminate this exercise? This video, this live stream will probably terminate in about 20 minutes because we're just going to go through the test. Okay, we went through the 10 words. Are you ready for the test? Here we go. Let's find out who are the top students. Quiz number 1. The computer program blank after running for 2 hours. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. You could just put the number. If you put the word, put it in the correct grammar form. Terminator, terminate. My contract is terminated. That's not good. All these words are new for me, but I know the synonyms. That's good. Terminate, terminate, terminate. Terminates. If you're saying terminate, what is the correct grammar form? I'm going to use past tense for this one. Copious. Well, yep. The computer program terminated. It stopped after running for 2 hours. So if you said terminate, that would be the correct verb we used here. The program stopped after 2 hours. Quiz number 2. Yuck. Your cooking is absolutely blank. Yuck. Your cooking is absolutely monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Sir, how to learn more and more vocabulary in a day. The most effective and efficient way to learn vocabulary, there is no better way, is reading. And millions of people ask questions around the internet. How can I learn vocabulary without reading? You can't. You got to read. So, Anshu, if you really, really care about vocabulary, start reading, start listening more every day. Do not study vocabulary lists. Do this homework after. I give a lot of homework. Do it. Dreadful, 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 dreadful. Yes. Copious. Your cooking is absolutely copious. It is going to be dreadful. Because I use the word yuck. Yuck means not delicious. Yuck. So your cooking is absolutely dreadful, terrible. So I think the important word there is yuck. If you don't know what yuck means, that means not delicious. The opposite word, yum, yummy. But I didn't say yum or yummy. There's a thousand videos on that, Grace. Even on my channel, I got 2 videos on that. That's not the topic. Sorry, Grace. All right, let's move on to quiz number 3. The police had to blank the investigation. This is the problem, that I don't know the meaning of yuck. Now you do. So I'm happy because you learned something. You're welcome. I'm very disappointed in Sleepwalker. No. Well, the police had to settle. Settle. The police don't settle investigations usually. But your first word sounds good. All right. The answer is terminate. They had to end the investigation. I used terminate again. So what was it? I used it for number 1, terminate. Then I used dreadful, terminate again. The police had to terminate. They had to end the investigation. Number 4. What is yuck? Yuck means not delicious. Not delicious. You can ask any questions. It's tricky. Oh, Layla, are you complaining? It's tricky. Gracious, 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 gracious. Dreadful. Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm mad. She closed with a dreadful speech of thanks. Ahmed, that could work. That could work. You could put dreadful here, but let's stay positive. I was thinking a gracious speech of thanks. When you're giving a speech of thanks, you're giving thank you everyone for watching. Usually when people are saying thank you everyone for watching or listening to my speech, usually those speeches of thanks are gracious. We usually describe that as a gracious moment. Thank you everyone. I appreciate your support and watching. That's always a gracious moment in a speech of thanks. Ruth, I have not even gotten one question. Well, Ruth, I make it a little difficult, right, Ruth? You'll get something. Number 5. She was very blank when she rejected my marriage proposal. She was very blank when she rejected my marriage proposal. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Found a great channel. Yeah, I've been here for 10 years. How come you didn't find me earlier? I'm from Canada. We got different teachers every week. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking right away, dreadful. Number 7. She was very dreadful. And I'm going to say, yes, dreadful could work here, but I didn't choose dreadful. So it's not number 7. Choose a different word. Everyone just dreadful almost works for everything. Dreadful. But I don't want to just focus on dreadful. I'm trying to use these other words too. So if you think it's dreadful, that could work, but it's not dreadful. It's another word. She was very blank when she rejected my marriage proposal. So I asked her, "Will you marry me?" And she was very crazy. No. She closed with a monotonous speech. Maybe she closed with a monotonous speech. Yeah, a monotonous speech could work, but I think the best word would be a gracious. Usually, the ending of a speech is a very gracious speech of thanks. And this one, she was very blank when she rejected my marriage proposal. She was very gracious. is the word, when she rejected my marriage proposal. So gracious again. I asked her to marry me, but she didn't get upset. She was very polite and nice, calm. She was gracious when she said, "No, I'm sorry, I don't want to marry you." Like if she said, "What? Are you crazy?" That's not gracious. But she was like, "No, thank you very much. I'm sorry, but I don't want to marry you." So she was very gracious. In these examples, you no longer give us any clues or cues to help us choose the yeah, I know, Layla. Deal with it. This, Layla, I'm going to tell you a secret. This is not a real quiz. It's just to help you learn with some more example sentences. I do not know everyone's final score at the end. So don't worry about it. The sentences are not perfect. Number 6. They agreed to try to blank their dispute by negotiation. They agreed to try to blank their dispute by negotiation. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. A lot of people went terminate. Now, terminate grammatically could be possible, but the usage, a native speaker, this is why I'm asking this question, because there is a difference between terminate and this other word. So I'm going to tell you directly, the word here is not terminate. And the people who are focusing on number 8 are going to be correct. So they agreed to try to settle. So you want to settle. You want to make a final decision by negotiation. You do not terminate something by negotiation. You just end something. You don't. Negotiation is usually you settle, you arrange, and you decide together to finish it. So there is a little bit difference. Terminate is more abrupt without a settlement or without negotiation. Settle is kind of more of a planned ending. Similar. So we always want to settle a dispute. That's always going to be together. If we have a dispute, some argument, we settle the argument, we settle the dispute. So a native speaker usually doesn't use terminate the argument, terminate the dispute. We will use settle. So they agreed to try to settle their dispute by negotiation. Negotiation is when two people are talking to agree on a final decision. So they have to give and take to get a final decision. Oh, man, you're spamming. I will kick you out if you ask one more time. Oh, you cannot keep asking the same questions. That is spamming. Settle, yeah. Terminate is a strong word to finish, cut. Settle is more of a quieter ending, a softer ending. You settle, you make a decision, you arrange. Terminate is very strong to end something. All right, let's go on to number 7. He suffered a blank skull. He suffered a blank skull. After a few years, the controversy settled down. Do settle and settled. It's in the same family. Settle down has more of talking about your life. Settle down, uh, not active anymore. But settled, just the word settle is more of a decision. Settle down is your life is you decided a certain life. Here, I'm not explaining it well. Settle down to get in a comfortable position so you can settle down in a seat or a quality of life. So settle is a decision, settle down is different in that you're choosing some sort of position in life. All right, I think most people will know this one. This is an easy one. It should be fractured. Your skull is your head bone, and you fracture it. You have something broken there. That is a fracture. Number 8. She took a quick blank in the oven to see if the chicken was cooked. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, and peak. She took a quick something in the oven to see if the chicken was cooked. Settle down. 10. 8, peak. Okay. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, I think everyone got this. Monotonous. She took a quick, monotonous? No. She took a quick peek. So a clue. You had a clue here. Quick peek. I could have just said she took a peek in the oven, but I decided to add the word quick peek just to help you out, Grace. Grace put PRRK because the R is next to the E. Peek, peek, peek. She took a quick peek in the oven to see if the chicken was cooked. So there's the oven. She just opened up, looked, closed the oven. Very quick peek. Number 8. Ooh. Her rude words. So rude, not polite. Her rude words blank the conversation. Peep is a noise, not a looking. Dreary says terminate. Alex, terminate. Elbow cough. Yes. Shri says peak. Her rude words pique the conversation. No, that doesn't work. I explained that earlier in the video, Grace. I cannot teach that again. I spent 5 minutes teaching it. Dreadful. No, sorry, Doa. Fracture. It's dreadful. No, her rude words terminated the conversation. She said something rude to me. Immediately, I end the conversation. I'm not going to talk to her. She was speaking rude. Now, there's no settlement, or we didn't settle on an agreement. So when we settle, we kind of make a decision. There's some sort of thinking and process about a contract or a big decision, and then we settle. We make a decision. Terminate is a quicker action. Just turn off, turn on. So in this case, we're only going to use terminate. Her rude words immediately ended the conversation. Settle is decided, terminate, end. Number 10. We're going up to number 15. She drank blank amounts of coffee. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fractured, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. She drank blank amounts of coffee. Copious, 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 copious. It's hard to click. Copious. Copious. 9 equals 9. Oh, 9. Quiz 9 equals 9. 10. Copious. Terminate. She drank terminate amounts of coffee. Terminate. That's going to work there. Copious. Copious. Monotonous. Well, the answer is copious. So remember, copious means a large amount of coffee. And I told you, copious usually goes with amounts of. So if you remember earlier, if you see amounts of, we often use copious amounts of. Oh, May is still here, though. 10 is 9. Okay, I was confused. All right, see you, Robert. Layla, I think 5 of the questions, their answers were terminate. What do you think? I think at least 3. And we're not finished yet. There could be a few more terminates. Copious is a lot. That's later. I already taught that. I spent, I think, about 5 to 10 minutes teaching monotonous, something very boring. Number 11, a factory job can have blank work. Number 11, we're almost finished here. Let's get through this test. And then I have a big surprise at the end of this live stream. A very, very big surprise. You guys do using the same word. Complainer. Sleepwalker, a factory job can have dreadful work. That is correct, Sleepwalker. So anyone who said number 7, like I said, number 7, dreadful, works for many of the test answers. But in this case, I don't want to use dreadful. So dreadful can work, but I don't want to use dreadful for every answer. So there's another answer that I'm thinking of. And the other answer I am thinking of is, we'll give it to Himanshu Thakur, monotonous. And yeah, of course, factory job can be dreadful, but the word I want you to think about is monotonous. So in a factory, usually you're doing the same motion again and again and again and again and again. That is monotonous. Not interesting, very boring. Monotonous. A factory job can have vital work. Well, Zalek Abasov, why not 5? I'll check the boss. Yeah, this Zalek Abasov says, why not 5? 5 is vital. A factory job can have vital work. Is that okay? He's thinking. Zalek, yep. The boss said, yeah, certainly you can use number 5, vital. Thanks for pointing that out. A factory job can have vital work. That works, but it's a little awkward. but it could work. Boss said so. Yeah, that's a different usage of settle, DS. We didn't talk about that usage. It's so Will Bon Jovi. It's so hard to pronounce this word monotonous. I know, eh? It's hard for me. Monotonous. 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 I think every O has a different sound. Monotonous. 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 Mernawati, how cute your dog. That's my boss. Monotonous. I explained that at the beginning of the video, and here I explained it again. I explained it. The boss got his favorites. Yeah, maybe. Don't get on his bad side. You don't want to. You don't want to see my boss. You don't want to see my boss when he gets angry. Monotonous. All right, let's move on here. Number 12. I eat rice every day. It is becoming a bit. Hello. That must be Japanese. Welcome. Yes, I teach IELTS on the other channel. You can find the link to the IELTS channel below this video. I'll talk about that in a moment. We're almost finished. I have exciting news at the end. So I eat rice every day. It is becoming a bit, well, let's see what Layla says. Layla says monotonous. Will Bon Jovi, monotonous, 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 monotonous. Oh, you students are on to me. You know, okay, it is monotonous every day. You eat rice every day. This is not interesting. This is boring. This eating rice every day is becoming monotonous. Every day, rice, that's boring. Monotonous. Monotonous. Vital? No, I'm not going to say vital. It is becoming a bit vital. That doesn't work at me. It's monotonous. Copious. No. It's monotonous. That's the best word. It is becoming a bit, of course, if you said dreadful, that can work. If you said dreadful, that dreadful is an answer for almost every question on my test. But again, let's try to stay away from dreadful. Let's try to use these other words. You can describe everything in life as dreadful. 13. We have 15 questions. We're almost at the end here, and then I have a big announcement. Robin will never blank who he thinks is his best student. Robin, that's me, will never blank who he thinks is his best student. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Most words could, but Layla, there are certain words that definitely a native speaker would choose. So grammatically, some words work in some sentences, but those words would not be chosen by a native speaker. I think most native speakers looking at my test would choose all the words I chose. So that's something I cannot teach, Layla. How it's just something you have to learn by exposure, more reading, more listening. Then you will also understand. Okay, we're going to use monotonous here, or we're going to use terminate here. We're not going to use settle and things like that. So Robin will never. I think most of you. Oh, Doa has doubt. Divulge? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Don't you have confidence, Doa? Divulge it. All right. We'll give it to Lauricio Masapa. Let's see if you're right. And yes, divulge. So I have my best student, but that's a secret. I will never divulge. I will never tell you that secret. Number 14. Almost finished here. Almost finished. You don't tell him that he is the best for you. It is correct. Yeah, I don't tell anybody who my favorite student is. If I say who my favorite student is, you are all going to cry. It's not me. I will never divulge. Lolly Lolly, you are wrong. Layla, you are correct. After her release, she gave blank information about her kidnapper. After her release, she gave blank information about her kidnapper. Monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. Now, you could say copious, but a native speaker would not use copious. Copious could work here. Grammatically, it makes sense, but usually when we're talking about information and important information, especially about the kidnapper, wait, boss. Uh, after looking at this again, I think copious could also work very well here. What do you think? There's the correct answer I chose. I'll show you, boss. Is vital, important information, but I think copious could also work. What do you think, boss? Oh, yeah. Yeah, boss says copious is also a good answer here. So if you put copious, great, but I was thinking vital, to give vital information. So if you put gracious information, grammatically it works, but a native speaker would not use gracious information. And Faisal says dreadful because dreadful works everywhere. You give dreadful information. Grammatically, Faisal, that could work, but a native speaker would probably not use dreadful information here. Mike's English Lab. I'm not smart enough to use some of these words. Mike made this presentation. What is he talking about? You made all these words. You chose these words, Mike. Copious. I chose vital because what I was thinking is she was released and then she gave vital information. But if the boss said if you use copious, that's okay too. Leon from Myanmar. Hello, welcome. Yeah, Mike made this presentation and there's so many mistakes. If there's a mistake, blame Mike. And the last one. I made this the last one because I know everyone wants to use their favorite word. The last one says, my financial situation is blank. My financial situation is monotonous, gracious, terminate, divulge, vital, fracture, dreadful, settle, copious, peak. I don't even know the meaning of why did you put it in the presentation, Mike? Come on. Lies. Ugh. Mike, you're the most honest person. You can tell everyone you made this. My financial situation is gracious. No, we usually describe personality as gracious. We do not describe a situation as gracious. So thanks for pointing that out. One or seven. My financial situation. We don't usually describe a financial situation as monotonous. Anna Maria, what a great student, comes in the last 2 minutes of class. My financial situation is vital. We wouldn't really use vital there, but the correct word, because I know everyone wants to use this word, so I put it at last because it's probably the most common word in this video. Dreadful, very bad. My Now, if you said May got dreadful and this person divulge, I could say I don't want to divulge my financial situation because dreadful is an adjective and divulge is the verb. But here I needed an adjective. So again, Daria May, I needed an adjective to describe my financial situation, and divulge is a verb. My financial situation is dreadful, not good. Okay. Homework. Do the quiz. Below this video, there is a link. After this video, not right now. After this video. Right now, you should be liking the video. That's your homework right now. Like. Just hit like once, not two times. 3 times is okay. Do the quiz. There's a link. Do the quiz. Post a comment. Tell me your quiz score. I want to know everyone got perfect. If you got a mistake, let me know which word you made a mistake. Also, I would appreciate if everyone wrote some sample sentences. We got 10 new words. It'll help you to improve your vocabulary if you practice writing these words in the comments. Join the WhatsApp group. Link in the comments. Join the channel membership. We have a channel membership. You hit join. Help us out. The teachers buy us a coffee every month. We're here every Sunday, and we're doing our best to teach you. Please consider joining the channel. Already we have Anna Maria and May is a member here. Harry is a member. Lolly is a member. Thank you. Layla is a member. Anna Maria again is a member. Harry 300 is a member. I don't have many members. Lolly here's the member. So I appreciate all the members for helping us out. So do that homework. So remember, we're back here every Sunday. We have a show. Mike, who might still be listening, will be back maybe next week. Mike, can you do next week? Is it possible to have a similar test but with phrasal verbs in the future? Alex, 3 weeks ago, I did a live stream on phrasal verbs. Check that out. This lesson is vital. I like it. It's copious. Again, join the channel membership and the WhatsApp group. Come in, say, oh, yeah, a member here. Okay, we're almost finished. Don't worry. And think about joining my other channels. Number 1, Shaw English, IELTS. If you're interested in IELTS, join that channel. Daily English homework. Number 3 is a great deal. I give you English homework every day, and I check it all for free. Number 4, Learn English 5, and the A to Z podcast. You can find the links below this video. Get active. That is everything. Thank you for watching. I'm going to leave in 1 minute. So if you have any final question or comment, let me know in the chat right now. Sleepwalker only gave 2 thumbs up, Sleepwalker. I expected more thumbs up. Thank you, Sleepwalker. Link is in the group. Thank you, Malida Herika. Hello. And Korean person, welcome. And me, you can join anything. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Zaza. Celia, you're a member. Thanks, bye. Thanks for to help. Thanks, Alex. Hope to see you again. Have a good one. I love Canada. Everyone loves Canada. Great live, Mike. Thank you, Mike. It was enjoyable. Thank you. And we'll get a goodbye from the boss. Boss, they want to say goodbye to you. All right. He's coming. Say goodbye. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.